When I first started my journey on What is Health, I just hoped that one person would listen to me, let alone finally inspire somebody and truly impact them. Well, that time finally came when I met a gentleman by the name of Justin on Instagram. He reached out to me and told me how my videos really truly impacted him. And he shared a little bit of his story. He used to be 340 pounds, lost over 150 pounds, and man, his story was just incredible. Well, it just happened to be that him and his wife were going to come out to Vegas for her birthday, and we got to link up. I did an interview with him, and I think you guys are absolutely going to be blown away by his inspirational story. First things first, hey, what's up guys? It's Kyle Vermeulen from What is Health. So I'm here with my buddy Justin. He came out of Houston, all the way from Texas. Him and his beautiful wife are out here celebrating her birthday. And so we decided to link up simply because we have the same goal, the same mission. His story though blew me away. He reached out to me on Instagram. He used to be 340 pounds and lost it all. Now he's, look at him today, phenomenal. So we're just gonna get into it a little bit today and just kind of tell you a little bit about his story, and we'll kind of go from there. So first things first, when you were at 340 pounds, what was the defining moment? Because a lot of people, whenever they lose weight, you know, they go through those things of like every once in a while they'll lose some weight, gain it back. When was the point where you're like, was it like a snapping point, or did it just happen? Like, what happened?
Well, actually, it was an accident.
Okay.
Because my car broke down.
Okay.
And I had to walk to work for 6 months.
Okay. That will do it.
Total of 2 miles there, 2 miles back.
Oh, wow.
So I was in
4 miles a day.
Right, man. It was a depressing stage because I was going through a lot that time.
Yeah.
You know, so I would walk to work with a big old sweat puddle on my shirt from walking.
Okay.
And I would go inside the restroom at work and take a shower. I mean, a wash off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the sink.
Yeah.
So and I would walk home and I would swim every day when I got off because I had so much going on.
Gotcha.
And then at that time, I only could eat baked chicken and oatmeal because that's all I could afford.
All right. Okay.
And so once I seen the pounds start dropping off,
yeah,
I said, okay, maybe I'm on to something here. So I got in the gym and got in with a trainer, and the rest is history, man.
That's super awesome.
Appreciate it, man.
So today, how much in total have you lost so far?
150 pounds.
150 pounds. How long roughly was that?
Between start and stopping, about 4 to 5 years.
Okay, yeah. Right on.
Because I would start and stop and not know what to do.
Gotcha. So. Okay, but now, what's your next goal? Like, what's your next goal weight?
My next goal is to get to 185.
185.
And be more toned. You know, I'm 195 right now, so 10 more pounds to my goal weight.
Gotcha.
And I'll be happy, man.
Gotcha. And you also posted on your Instagram as recently the photo of you where you got the skin remover surgery.
Yes.
Which was probably super awesome for you.
Yes, it was. Yeah. It was kind of a defining moment for me as well because you lose the weight.
Yeah. And
you still have all this extra skin that's on your body that no one sees but you. Every day you look at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
And so I went to the doctor and I was asking him what can I do to get it done, and he said, man, the only way you can get this taken off is if you have surgery. And I didn't want to do it at first because I was scared to be put to sleep. Yeah. And so the first doctor told me $20,000 to get my surgery from everything, back and front and back. I'm sorry. And so I met a doctor and he gave me another doctor's number. And so we got in contact and he took care of me from somewhere for about $7,500. So I didn't get all my skin removed, I got some of it removed. Okay. And I'm content with that, you know? Gotcha, no, for sure. That's awesome. So, and I think that's one thing I think so many people, if they've never been, like me and you, like I've been, about 275 was my heaviest. Right. But at the same time, regardless, if you're severely overweight, it's the mental aspect that I think so many people don't realize. Right. It's like you were saying, you lost the weight, but you still had the skin, so it was almost like, yeah, I lost the weight, but you still got something on you. So it was probably like a mental thing. Once you got it off, it's like a weight lifted off of you. Right. I mean, am I right? So when the weight came off me and the skin came off, you're right. It was like a burden lifted off my chest. Yeah. Because I had fought so hard to get where I'm at, and then I got the skin removed. It's like, okay, I'm finally happy. Yeah. And, it's just like you said, it's a mental thing because it's what we go through as a human being. From being teased your whole life, from being talked about by everybody, anybody. Yeah. And then you finally get to a certain point in your life where you can just be happy, and that's where I'm at now, man. That's so, man, that's so incredible. And when you reached out to me, I was blown away because I mean, obviously when I first started doing this, it's kind of funny to say, but it's like on some of my videos, I said if I just impact one person, to be inspired. Right. It's kind of like one of those things. You start doing something, you just to see if anybody listened, and then when you reached out to me and you called me, I was like, holy cow, man, this guy actually cares. And it's phenomenal to hear you actually say that. And I just appreciate you, man, for being an influence to people out there in the world, man. People need to hear your story, my story.
Yep.
And I think where you're at right now is a great path for your career, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna be a successful health coach, man, and I'm just proud of you, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Seriously, I really do. So let me ask you real quick. So you're married now?
Yes.
How long have you been married for?
7 months.
7 months.
So I'm
newlywed, my
yes,
man.
yes.
Okay, awesome. So where'd you meet your wife at?
Actually, I went to school with her brother.
Oh, okay.
And then I knew of her, but she was just
Yeah.
my friend's little sister, and
Yeah.
I never spoke to her like that. And then
Gotcha.
one day we was on social media, and she liked the picture, I liked the picture.
Okay.
And it went back and forth from there, and the rest is history, man. So
Man, that's
I've been
awesome.
married. She's a beautiful woman. I love her.
That's awesome.
And she cared for me when I was bigger, of course.
Yeah.
So that was one of the main reasons that I also loved her the way she loved me, because she cared for me for who I was.
And that's phenomenal. It's awesome to find a spouse like that. Like, my wife's the same way.
Right.
You know, my wife knew me when my wife knew me when I was skinny, and then I
Right.
gained all the weight. She
Right.
still loved me, and then I lost it, and
That's a
she's still
blessing.
here. You
That's a
know,
blessing,
so
man.
it's rare to be able to find somebody that you can, especially when you're probably your heaviest. There were a lot more emotions
Right.
that you're going through. You know, those mental issues, those mental blocks. Maybe if you can kind of shed just a little bit of light on that. Just the obstacles that I think, not the physical obstacles, because those are, everybody goes through
Right.
those, but the mental aspect of, you know, like we've talked about this on the phone before, which, you know, we've both have struggled with weight. You know, we've gained it, we've lost it. What is that psychological thing that you think most people, if they haven't been overweight their life, what is that, like, that battle when you're fighting on a daily basis? What does that go through?
It's basically the start and the process,
Yeah.
you know, because like you say, no one knows really what to do when they're overweight.
Yeah.
And so you have to find a good space in your life where you can just block out everything and focus on your goal. You know, you're not going to lose the weight overnight because you didn't put it on overnight. So
that's true.
you have to take your time and be very careful of what you're doing.
Yeah.
That way you can learn the process of what you're going to be.
Yeah.
So it was challenging for me, but I just thank God that I was able to get over those humps, because plenty of days, man, I want to quit working out. I want to quit, you know, going to school because of my weight, you know. You know, being a big guy walking on campus, you know, people can see you from afar, and, you know, you hear those echoes or those giggles, and they talking about you. So that was something that I had to really get over. It's a mental block. I had to really shut my mind down versus looking at everything that was out there and just focus on me and my journey.
That's awesome, man. And you did it.
It was a struggle, man, but I'm here.
You did it, man.
I'm here.
That's all that matters.
Appreciate it, man.
The good thing is it's kind of one of those things, you know, people always talk about. It's, you know, it doesn't matter how long it took you, as long as you get there.
Right.
You know, it's like people running marathons that people always want to, you know, they always want to talk about the time, but in my opinion, you run a marathon and you complete it. I don't care what the time is.
The time doesn't matter.
You know?
You know?
Exactly. Yep. So let me ask now. So what are your goals between now and like the next year or two? What are your goals now?
My main goal is to use my health coaching experience and just help someone live a better, healthy lifestyle, you know, by, you know, of course, nutrition, and just being a motivational speaker to anyone that could use my story or your story, you know, because people would love to hear our stories because they don't know where to start. And, you know, if I can reach just one person like yourself, that's all I really care about, is helping people. So I believe that's why I was put on earth, is just to help people. So of course there's still things that I need to learn, but, you know, I'm willing to take my time so I can be a perfectionist in this path of career I'm choosing.
That's awesome, man. So, and you talked about it before that you want to go, you know, strictly into the, not the health field, but the wellness field.
Right.
And start helping people and stuff like that. So do you think that you want to focus more on people who are in your same position, where it comes to like overweight, or just anybody to be healthier in general?
Anybody that wants to be healthy in general, because, you know, I'm just here to help somebody, you know. So I believe that I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do a good job at that. So
gotcha. Just lend a helping hand anywhere you can.
And I can, man.
That's awesome, man. I think one thing is, you know, there's a lot of motivational speakers out there, and not to knock any of them because there's a lot of great ones, but I think what makes a great motivational speaker is somebody who can speak not based off of something they memorized for the last 2 weeks, but something that somebody can speak on where it comes from the heart and it's true. You know, that's on one of the other videos where we talked about before, is people would say, you know, like, man, you're so excited, you're so passionate, and it's, now I am. Before I used to not be like that, you know, but it's like when it's coming from a place of love and honesty, it's easy to be passionate.
And the words is going to flow out your mouth because you're telling the truth.
Exactly.
And I piggyback off one of your videos, you were talking about how rappers or having a facade out there and people are falling for it.
Yeah.
And you know, versus real people like me and you with stories to tell.
Yeah.
It's out someone out there who's in better shape than me and you.
Yep.
Who may not have went through what we went through, but people are gonna flock to them because of their appearance.
Yep.
But they don't have the story that we went through. So it's a facade that you have to be careful about.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad you touched on that, man. That was really a key point that I really paid attention to your story when you said that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you took that from that because so many people, like, they would take it like two different ways. And for me, I've always been the kind of person, I'm going to put it out there.
Right.
And if somebody accepts it, great. If not, hey, that's all right. You know, you can love me or you can hate me. I'm still going to love you, you know? But it kind of comes down to the point where it's like any entertainer, you know, I don't get mad at them for doing it because they have to do it. Because, you know, it's the name of the game. If you look pretty, you drive fancy cars, you have to do that to be in that world, or you're kind of almost an outcast.
Right.
You know, but for average people like you and I think one thing that makes us different, why we need to get our stories told, is because we know the actual struggles that you go through when you're losing the weight. Because anybody can go to the gym and eat some chicken breast and some broccoli and lose some weight, but it's what happens next week, what happens 6 months from now, what happens a year from now, you know, what happens when you may gain 20 pounds back, you get right back on it and just keep the journey going.
Keep pounding away.
Exactly, where the other person who, let's say maybe have never experienced weight issues in their life before, you know, that's awesome for them. But for the other people who have, it's like, we can relate. You know, we know the struggles, we know how it goes, you know, so. I loved doing that video, I really did, because it kind of wakes people up.
And it touched me because, you know, most of the guys went to college, like you say. If you didn't know them personally or read up on them, you wouldn't know they went to college.
Yep.
But they have this big facade that they sell drugs or, you know, nice women, nice cars and money or whatever. But, you know, that's a facade you're living to make money. So who are we to knock it? But like you said, that's a key point that people don't know about.
Yep. And then it also comes down to the other side of that as well, which is the health and wellness industry.
Right.
You know, because it's like nowadays you have people who are famous athletes, and they're like, hey, you want to be like me? You want to look just like me?
Right.
I'm sorry, I know it's probably gonna hurt some people's feelings out there, but not everybody's gonna be a LeBron. Right. I mean, not everybody's gonna be a professional NFL player. You know, running on the field, catching passes. It's you could, not saying you can't. But for the average person, they're not going to. And so it comes down to marketing dollars, you know, just kind of like how we're talking about our stories, we're marketing ourselves. But the way that they market themselves is, you know, when I posted that it's $1 trillion industry. And it is for a reason, because they're great at taking people and saying, hey, this one exercise, you can look just like me, or take this one fat loss pill and you'll lose 30 pounds in 30 days.
30 days.
You know, and it's sad that people fall for it, but I know why they do. Because, I mean, you could probably attest to this, is when you're heavy, it doesn't matter what you do.
Doesn't matter, man.
Like, I'll do anything to lose the weight. Just tell me what I got to do. And it's kind of almost like taking advantage of people who are, you know, who are stuck. And for me, I kind of get a little bit frustrated, almost pissed, if you would, because it's like you get these people who watch the infomercials or they see these TV shows, and every single time, I remember like it was yesterday when I would start my diets, right? And you probably, you know what I'm talking about. So Sunday comes, and you binge all day, because you know Monday's the day.
Monday's
exactly fresh. Right. So you show up, you get your grocery cart, you pack it full of veggies and all the healthy stuff. You looked up online all the recipes, and you putting your stuff up there, and you're looking at the cashier, you're like, tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's the day. That's right, baby.
I'm gonna start over.
Exactly. Monday comes, you start out, you're like, okay, I can do this. Wednesday comes, you're like, whew. All right. Friday comes, you're like, man, that was rough. That Saturday comes, you're like, look, I've been good all week. One thing won't hurt me.
Cheat day.
Oh, just cheat day. And then Sunday comes, you're like, well, I already cheated yesterday.
Cheat again.
And then Monday comes, you're like, well, I forgot to go to the grocery store, so we'll just cheat this week and we'll start next week. And then it's a perpetual cycle that never ends.
Never ends. And it's kind of sad because, you know, you work hard, you see results. And then you fall off for a week, and then a week comes 2 weeks, and 2 weeks turn into a month. And now you're back at the starting point where you was at the beginning. And then it's a psychological thing for your mind, because like, damn, I feel like I can't lose the weight. But you started it though, but you just kind of fell off on the bad dieting. And then it's like you starting all over again every week for the same thing.
And I think, and one thing that I think, if any of you guys ever out there have ever felt this way, is even if you fall off, one thing, I mean, that I know as well, like if I don't there's been many times where, I don't work out for a week for whatever reason, or 2 weeks. And some people say, well, I haven't worked out for 2 weeks, I lost everything. But that's not true.
Right.
I mean, you may be back to kind of where you started, but the thing is you know how to lift the weights better. You're probably a little bit stronger.
Right.
Your body's probably a little bit thinner.
Right.
You didn't gain it all back overnight, And so I think that's one of the biggest things is I think that when people start a routine or they're starting to lose the weight or they're starting to become a healthier person, if you guys get off, just get right back on. Don't go into that psychological thing because it's easy to do. You start thinking like, well, I already screwed up. I might as well just go off the deep end.
Right.
And it's sad because that happens all the time. That happened to me so much throughout my youth. Is that it's so hard. Mm-hmm. It's kind of one of those things that you see it on TV that and you think it's easy.
Right.
And or even like 30 days. People go on diets for 30 days until you hit 2 days in and you're like, 30 days is a lot longer than I thought,
And just to piggyback on what you said about psychological, even though I'm 195, man, I still have my days where I feel like, damn, can I do this? Because people see me now and think that the weight's gone. Mm-hmm. I can easily fall off and gain 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 30 pounds, and I'm back to where I was at the beginning, so it's more than psychological. It's really a mental block. Mm-hmm. If you want it, you can do it, but during the process, I feel you have to love yourself.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Self-love is the best thing that you can do for yourself in order for you to stay focused on your journey. Mm-hmm. And without self-love, you're doomed for hell.
Yep.
So if you have the right mind frame and the right people around you, they will help you get to where you're going. You need strong people in your corner, people that's going to motivate you, people that's going to tell you when you're doing wrong, and people that's going to encourage you. With those three people and self-love, the sky's the limit for anybody, whether you're 500 pounds or 220 pounds. So just love yourself.
So here's a question for you, because I think that a lot of people, they have this in their life. And it comes down to, let's say, whether it be anything in business or even, with losing weight and becoming a healthier person, a lot of times people will start a journey, but not everybody in their circle is on the same journey as them.
Right.
And sometimes people have that thing of where it's like, they'll go out with their friends or something like that, and their friends are going to eat burgers and fast food, and they know they can't. So what would you recommend to somebody that, I guess on two sides, so maybe you have some people who just aren't supportive of what you're trying to do.
Right.
What would you do? And then on the other side, how do you still have somewhat of a social lifestyle, but at the same time lose weight?
Okay.
I think those are two things that people struggle with a lot.
As far as my social lifestyle, I pick and choose what days I want to enjoy myself, Like prior to me coming to Vegas, I haven't went out in like 2 or 3 weeks. I haven't had a drink prior to me coming here like in a month.
Okay.
Because I knew I was coming here.
Right.
And I really don't go out that much because I'm older now. So it really it's kind of.
You're still 20, man.
You're right. I feel like I'm 20.
All right.
It works out for the better of me because I have a journal and I write down my cheat days.
Okay.
And I write what I'm having that day. So if I have a burger on this Friday, I'm gonna save my drink and pizza for the following week or the following 2 weeks.
Gotcha.
So it's a balance, Okay. 6 days good, 1 day bad.
Gotcha.
And versus me going out, I still go out sometime. I have maybe a drink. One drink. One drink. You can't sit there and indulge in 4 or 5 drinks. And think everything's gonna be okay. So I tell people to go out and have a good time. You still can be sociable. You still can have a drink or two. Just watch what you're doing with your food intake while you're out.
Right.
And versus your alcohol intake as well.
Yep. Okay. That's perfect. Yeah, because I think that's one of the biggest things that people they struggle with, whether that be like right now we're in a college, and I think that is the biggest issue right there.
Right.
Is how do I be social, but at the same time, because you hear all those myths all the time, like when you start losing weight, you got to go to the gym 7 days a week. You got to go for 4 or 5 hours every day. You have to cut off all your friends. You have to eat boiled chicken breasts and broccoli and tilapia, and that's it.
And I'm here to tell you those are all lies.
You hear that right there?
Those
this
are
man right all the way he lied. All lies right there.
You don't have to do any of that.
Okay.
You can still have a sociable life. You still can be your own self, who you were before you start your journey. It's just you're gonna have to slow your roll down and be careful of what you're doing. You're not gonna be an old person just sitting here for granted. Like I can't do this because I'm older now. So just take your time.
Okay.
And enjoy yourself.
I like that.
Just take your time and enjoy yourself.
That right there, that right there is phenomenal. It's funny how many myths there are in the wellness industry.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like I was talking to somebody the other day, and I said, you don't have to change everything about you. Like if you like a burger, we didn't say you have to stop eating burgers, but just make maybe a healthier burger.
Healthy burger, a turkey burger.
There you go.
Turkey burger, no bun.
And you'll start seeing the results
Quick.
You don't need to torture yourself. Now, like if you're going to be competing, like in a bodybuilding competition, that's different.
That's totally different.
But that's a different. They're not trying to lose a lot of fat. They're trying to lose more water, and they're just trying to get denser. They're already there.
They're already there, man.
So it's like that last little bit. Unless you're going to be competing on stage, you shouldn't be eating that way.
Right.
Because it just. I mean, a lot of them will tell you it's a little bit almost unhealthy, at least the last day when they step on stage.
Yeah, it's very unhealthy because you're sending your body through a shock.
Yep.
You haven't eaten anything in the last 48 hours, trying to make weight or just
dehydrated, trying to make sure you're looking good.
And that's not healthy for any human being. I don't care who you are. You can be Usain Bolt. You still have to eat.
Yeah.
People think not eating is going to lose weight.
Yep.
You're actually hurting yourself.
Yep.
So you actually can be very sick from not eating.
Yeah.
So people need to take care of their bodies and put food in their bodies. You don't have to just shut down your whole body for that.
Yeah.
Just be mindful of what you're doing.
So then what's your opinion on when people say, you're going to love this one. People say a Snickers a day, let's say it has 300 calories, and let's say an apple and a banana, those are 300 calories. Now the old, I would say bro science, because that's really what I think it was, when they say calories in, calories out. If you can eat a Snickers bar and it has 300 calories, you eat a banana and apple, it's 300 calories. It's the same thing.
Right.
So go eat 3 Snicker bars a day and you're gonna lose weight.
Right.
What do you think about the old, like that mentality that people have about that?
I don't think that's true because it's a lot of stuff in Snickers that it's sugar.
Yep.
It's a lot of things in sugar in the Snickers that we shouldn't be eating. But I don't think you should be eating 3 a day at all. You're gonna go into sugar coma diabetic or something like that. So I don't think you should be indulging in Snickers like that every day. So fruits are good, you know. Like it's a balance. Yeah. If I'm going to have a Snicker, I'm going to have 1 Snicker, not 3.
Yeah.
And I'm still going to eat my fruits, and I'm still going to eat my vegetables and drink my water.
Yeah.
So you can still indulge in some things, just don't go overboard. Yeah. So coming from a big guy myself, I like ice cream.
Okay.
I could eat a whole pint of ice cream in a setting.
See, I'm the same way.
Yeah. So
ice cream is like the one thing for me. I see it, I'm like, whoo, all right.
It's a big man's weakness. So. Just have fun with your journey, man. Everyone's gonna be okay during the process. So still eat your same foods, just moderation. Okay. And be careful. That's what I did at least. Yeah. But different stuff work for different people.
Yeah, for sure. So, for sure. So what about goals? When it comes down to goals, do you think goals are important on the journey? Because you always hear all the time, at least in the self-improvement world, you always hear people talk about writing out goals, making sure you know where you're going, having a direction. But there's a lot of people that they hear it, and they have books on it, but they never do it. Right. So, like for you, were goals important for you, like as you're going through your journey, to like at least have know exactly where you're going and kind of so you can keep stepping forward?
Honestly, I'll sit here and be telling you a lie if I said I had goals.
Okay.
I didn't write anything down.
Okay.
I didn't want to be, I wasn't trying to be this small or where I'm at now. Yeah. It just happened because I followed the process that I was sticking to. Okay. So I don't believe in writing things down as far as goals on the journey. Yeah. Because things come up, You'll be disappointed in yourself if you don't reach the goals that you write down. Yeah. So I believe in just doing it day by day, in my opinion. Yeah. But goals can work for some people. I just didn't have any for myself. Yeah. And if I think about going back, maybe I could have been in a better situation if I would have had goals, but who knows? Yeah. You can't go back and change the past, and I wouldn't. Yeah. So I would tell people goals weren't important to me at that time in my life. So. Gotcha.
Okay. So let's wrap it up real quick. So let me ask, what is one tip, either one tip or just something that you think that people who are going to watch this, what is one thing that you want them to take away from this talk? What is one thing that you want them to take away?
That people are going to gravitate to you more by you sticking to your journey because they want to see your story. So believing in people's opinion can help you in the long run because they're actually wanting to see you win. So once you get the little motivation and courage from people, that'll help you go a long way. Just by saying, hey, you're doing a great job, that can have you going a long way. So just start your journey and don't stop. Just start your journey and don't stop. No matter what obstacles come in your life, people are going to talk about you whether you're doing great or whether you're doing bad, but just keep going. And that's what I have to tell people, just keep going no matter what. No matter what, keep going.
That's awesome, man. That's some good last words right there. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this. I'm going to make sure that I put all his social media links so you guys can go follow his journey. He's such an amazing example of leadership, willpower, and determination. So, guys, go check him out. And remember, keep watching What is Health. We'll see you guys soon.